Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time, New Spring, Part 6. The air of candor held the sharpness of new spring. When Lara returned to the lands where he had always known he would die, alone, Mandragoran, the light preserve us, heard you were dead, fighting the ale at the shining walls. Lord Markasif has commanded us to keep the peace strictly. The city is on edge. People whisper about Shadowspawn loose inside the walls. Be easy, Bukama. I never start trouble. We intend to rest here a few days before riding north. By my mother's name, I will keep Lord Markasif's peace. I will not drown soul within Canalon walls. There's always welcome for Mandragoran, Daishan, and for Bukama, Maranelin, hero of Samarna. I didn't expect you to make a pledge peace, Bukama. I would not shame you so. I did it only because it would be a pity if the war ended here. You're right, I do not want to die killing Kandori. Anyway, I saw only to keep my sword sheathed. Your hands and feet are dangerous enough. We must find lodging, but not as guests of Varan Muscasif. A long journey lie ahead still, and had not desired to be delayed by the ceremonies and hunts. Lord Varan would insist upon to celebrate Lan's arrival. 6 years. 6 years without a word. It's good to see you again too, Raktel. I didn't know you had an inn here, do you think? It's been a long time, right? I think Mistress Arovni might find Bukama and his friend a room somewhere. Come, Lan, share my table. You come to Kandor at a difficult time. Rampart murders and strange accident. And talk of Shadowspawn. That too. My name is Lyra. You may wish to recall if you spend in the night. You honor me too much, Lyra. By tomorrow I have honored you till your niece won't hold you up. So you like haunts with women too. Maybe I ought to try some of that coy modesty. I didn't expect to find you in Canaloon, guarding a merchant train, are you? Out of shore, Arbella, the luckiest trader in Arfel, they say. Much good it did him. Last night, Footpath slit his throat 2 streets over. No return money for me this trip. Bore me if I thought to see you here either. I accept you to be wherever Aiden Arrow is. Why should I be your Lady Arrow? Easy, man. I didn't mean. Burn me. Do you mean to say you haven't heard? She raised the golden crane in your name, of course. She's been from Val Moran to Marathon. There must be 200 or 300 men here in Canculum ready to follow her. You, I mean. I must see to my horse. A grey lark warbled on the edge of the stable roof. Grey larks had been singing in Falmoran when Aidin first whispered in his ear. Raquel told me about the golden crane. What are you going to do, lad? Ryan said even Nazar Kurenin is ready to follow. But is it worth the cost? Some seem to think so. There's always a cost for anything. The Lady Elaine was always one to demand the smallest obligation be met. How do you suggest I afford my obligation without shame? Oh yes, how much will our rooms cost? Not dear. You have a pallet in the attic and I'm in the Russell's room. Oh. Alan Mandragoran. Inside and bar the doors, Bukama, Daishan, recall your oath and obey me, armsman. Lan floated in Cody, one with his sword, one with the man about to rush in. Lan dances the form's time like cool honey. The first shriek as cutting the clouds remove his right hand. Soft rain at sunset, light omen another's face, taking his left eye. Lan flowed from form to form. A gash was drawn across Lan's ribs with black pebbles on the snow. Only in stories did one man face 6 without injury. The Rosson fold sliced down a man's left arm, while another nicked the corner of Lan's eye. Only in stories did one man face 6 and survive. Dandelion in the wind opened the wounded man's throat. Form to form and time like cool honey. Kissing the Adair put down the last of them with a gasp of surprise. And suddenly Lan realized that he stood alone. Six, you really do have the Dark One's own flaming lag. Not footpaths, I think. That one listened to Aidane, Arel, when she was here and you like what he heard. You know your name brings man, but with you dead, she could be allied in. Run. I make no accusation. I'm sure Lady Elaine is full of our woman's tender mercy. Jachin, I mean to depart at first light tomorrow. I think I'll ride with you. I soon not go back to shore Arbella, and it will be good to see the golden crane flying again. Chasing after prophecy, Moraine had decided by the end of the first month involved far little adventure and a great deal of boredom. Now, after 3 months out of Tarvalon, her grand search brought her to Canloon. Many names in the notebook residing in her belt pouch already had lines drawn through them. Her initial optimism that she would be the one to find the boy child had faded to a faint hope. Surely one of Tarma's searchers would locate him first. For now, her thoughts were for the warm comforts of her room at the inn known as the Gates of Heaven. How those people could call this frozen time new spring without a hint of mockery was beyond her. Well now, oh, this is a surprise. I sense the power in this one. Maureen, she's untrained and undisciplined. Laurel, and too old, I say. No need trying that one, Laurel. Darcy, she has no interest in going to the tower. You would think we'd have heard about a wilder popping up in a noble house of Cairn. You have no desire to enroll as a novice, Wilder. We'll let you go your own way then. So this girl does not want to be a novice. Oh, in my opinion, girl, you could profit from 10 years in a while. I think there's a dive for her concern. Bring it, girl. Katsuana Meladrin had reappeared at the start of the Aya War. It was whispered that she had actually assaulted an Amarin once. Pour us some spiced wine, child. Must your sisters hardly remove their shawls or rings to sleep or bed? But here are you without either, in one of the most dangerous spots you could choose short of the Blight. You seem very interested in this young woman, Katsuana. Is there something about her we should know? Has someone foretold she'll be Amorlin one day? I can't say I see it in her. No one has come to the tower in 1,000 years who could watch me. Oh, someone stronger might come in time. Perhaps not within though, huh? Custom had no hold on Katsuma. She spoke openly. Onward required silence. This one will be among the strongest of us soon. Until she finds a warder to guard her back, it might be best to protect her from her own enthusiasm. You are going to Chechen, so the innkeeper informs me I should travel with you. I expect you not to let her out of your sight. The church will stay here until you leave. Good, that's done then. I'm sure you want to see to whatever brought you to Kanlun. Well, take or leave then, Katsuana. I agreed to nothing. What if I have affairs in Chechen that will not wait? You will take great risk in your life if you live long enough. You already take more than you know. Be careful what I tell you. Do as I say. I will check your bed tonight, and if you are not in it, I will make you weep. You can dry your tears afterwards on the shawl you believe makes you invincible. It does not. Moraine felt as though she had her spoon like a tone. Too many questions and not an answer to be found. She wished Siron was there with her ability to solve puzzles. You wish for something hard enough, and you could think you saw it. The cloak covered one of the plain blue riding dresses from the Tarvalon seamstress. Could it be Siron? It is? Lied, I thought. I'd never bloody find you. Tell me you found him, Moraine. Tell me the Najima boy's the one, and we can hand him over to the tower and it's done. What is the matter? Why did you come yourself instead of sending a messenger? I wouldn't have dared. They are dead. Aisha and Karen, Valera and Lutis and Maylin, all of Tamara's hunters we have names for. Dead? Aisha and her warders, killed by bandits in Morandi. Karen supposedly fell off a ship in the Alguenia, and Maylin, bandit storms. I said I can die as easily as anyone else. Fish cats, I'm not making this clear. You won't want to be standing when you hear what I have to say. I bloody well don't want to be standing myself. Myron returned to the tower almost a month ago. She didn't say where she had been or where she was going, but she only meant to stay a few nights. I decided to speak to her. I sneaked into her rooms to hide under the bed, so the servants wouldn't see me when they turned down the sheets. I fell asleep under the sunrise woke me. My own bed hadn't been slept in so I slipped from the room. I went down to the second sitting for breakfast, and that's when Chesma Amory came in. She announced that Malin had been found in her bed, that she had died during the night. Malin didn't have a mark on her yellow stare of hair and found no poison or signs of smothering. That means they want power. Amra supposedly died in her sleep too. Only we know Malin didn't. First, Tamrod and the others started dying. Someone had something to hide, something they killed to keep hiding, which means they don't want the boy found, not alive. They didn't want the dragon reborn at the last battles. The Black Hatcher. No matter where she was found. Most sisters did not believe in the Black Hatcher hiding within the orders and dedicated to the Dark One. Most would not even speak of it. Its only possible conclusion: we're racing the flaming Black Hatcher. I don't think they have our names. Tamra never really told us a part of the search. Then there might be none left except us, Sion. We must move fast if we have a hope of finding the boy. Can you bring your horse from the stable without being seen? We should be hours from here before anyone knows we're going. No one knows you're here at all, Sion. You go on to Chachin now. Take some of my coin. Search out Lady Ines. I will catch up with you there. Watch out after yourself now. You leave me alone in this and I'll wring your neck. I will wish I had your courage, Sion. If the Black Hatcher were involved, then ordinary Darkrens were too. Anyone Moraine could be some misguided follower of the Dark One. Anyone. And as the day was sneaking to this stranger through Moraine, did not see the color of her fringe. A common occurrence, an innocent exchange. Those thoughts of Darkrens were coloring her every time. That evening, Moraine was forced to share her room with Hazel Pallan, a rogue merchant from Morandi. It was not an easy night with the woman's sharp elbows and icy feet. Moraine doubted she would have slept in any event. Darkrens and Black Hatcher danced in her head. She saw Tamra in her final moments. Tamra tortured in a secret place by a woman wielding the power. Late in the night, Katsuane put her head into the room. Moraine had forgotten her promise, her retreat. When Moraine heard the door sneak shut, she counted slowly to 100. Her feet touching the iced cold floor where her fist stands to carry her far from here. Reluctantly, she had to leave her saddlebags behind. All she took was what would fit into the pockets of her cloak. Her brush, comb, and sewing kit, some stocking, and a clean sheet. It was enough, with the letter of rights and the remaining gold in her belt pouch. She regretted leaving the pack horse behind, which is why she was surprised to see she was not the first to reach the western gates. Several merchant trains with their armed outriders and 3 riders, true not armored, wearing swords on their hips and carrying heavy horse bows. But this one no one would suspect anything until she failed to return that night. Night watchman eyed her with surprise as she rode by. No one went out at night. A bright silver sunrise on the horizon allowed the gates to be swing wide. Moraine let her doors and canvas car wagons rumble ahead of her. She stayed only close enough to maintain sight of those 3 riders. One of them she recognized as the Araphelin she had seen leaving the gates of heaven after a conference with an Aes Sedai. The other 2 were the dark, nylon-coated and braided leather coats of the Valkyrie. Was it just a coincidence, or perhaps the recent revelation that had been coloring her thoughts that made her see those men as a threat? In any case, like friends or mere brigands, Moraine would keep her distance as long as they shared the road to Chechin.